Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Anthony was the oldest child during the events of Cobra Kai Season 1? So in this timeline, Anthony would be the oldest child, Anthony would be Sam's age, and Sam would be Anthony's, and the events of Cobra Kai would continue. Anthony would be one of the popular kids, and he would hang out with Kyler and his friends. Those events would carry on. Miguel would still move to the valley in this timeline, and he would still be at the convenience store. Kyler and his friends would pick on Miguel, and Anthony would be there too. And much like in the original timeline, Johnny would defend Miguel, and he would strike first, and he would fight Kyler and his friends. Johnny would fight them off, and Anthony would use some prior Miyagi-Do training to defend himself from Johnny, but Johnny would still manage to take him down. Miguel would be impressed, and he would ask Johnny if he could teach him some karate, and much like in the original timeline, Johnny would agree, and he would reopen Cobra Kai. Anthony would be at home, and Daniel would see his black eye, so Daniel would ask him if he was having trouble at school, but Anthony would tell him that they were attacked by a man doing karate. Daniel would be surprised, and he would ask him where it happened, so Daniel would go to the strip mall, and he would be surprised to see the Cobra Kai dojo. Daniel would get angry, and he would be surprised to see Johnny there. Daniel would be angry that Johnny attacked Anthony and his friends, but Johnny would say that they were picking on a kid half their size, but Daniel wouldn't believe him, so the rivalry between Daniel and Johnny would begin. Miguel would still be the new kid at his school, and he would still become friends with Eli and Dimitri. Those events would carry on. Daniel would want Anthony to continue his Miyagi-Do training so that he could defend himself, so Daniel and Anthony would continue their training. Kyler, Anthony, and their friends would continue to pick on Miguel, Eli, and Dimitri. Eventually, Miguel would have enough, and he would stand up to Kyler and his friends, so Miguel would fight them off, and he would manage to take down Kyler and his friends. Only Anthony would be left, so Anthony and Miguel would fight. Miguel would use offense, while Anthony used defense, and they would be pretty evenly matched, but this is when they would be separated by the teachers, so everyone would be suspended, and the events of Cobra Kai would continue. Miguel would tell Johnny everything that happened, and even though Miguel didn't beat Anthony, Johnny would still be proud of him, so he would still give Miguel his old gi, and much like in the original timeline, Robbie would still see this, and he would still decide to go to Daniel. Those events would carry on. Robbie would still work at LaRusso Auto, and eventually he would start training with Daniel, so Daniel would train Anthony and Robbie. Miguel would continue his training, and many students would want to join Cobra Kai. The night of the All Valley, Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do would compete, and Johnny would be surprised to see Robbie fighting for Miyagi-Do. He would be angry and heartbroken. The tournament would continue. Miguel and Robbie would fight, and they would be pretty evenly matched, but Miguel would manage to beat Robbie in this timeline, and he would advance to the finals. Hawk and Anthony would fight, and much like in the original timeline, Hawk would injure Anthony, so Hawk would be disqualified, and Anthony would make it to the finals. Miguel and Anthony would have their rematch, and Miguel would start fighting dirty, and he would attack Anthony's injury, so Miguel would beat Anthony in this timeline, and he would be the All Valley champion. Those events would stay the same. The season would still end the same way. Daniel would still want to reopen Miyagi-Do, and Chris would still come back, and that is where I'm going to end part 1. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Anthony was the oldest child during the events of Cobra Kai Season 1? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.